Welcome to release question number 45 for the CST geometry release questions. It says, what is the area in square meters of the trapezoid shown below? So we talked about trapezoids in a couple questions ago. I don't think it was the last question. No, the last question was parallelograms. So the previous question we talked about trapezoids. We talked about the area being the average of the bases times the height. If you want to see why that formula works, go back a couple questions and check out that video. But let's plug in our numbers here. My bases, this would be one of my bases, and this would be the other one, my 6 and my 12. It doesn't really matter which one you put first, because when you add them together, you get the same answer either way. So this would be 12 plus 6, and then the height going straight up and down. Be careful on this one. This is not the height. This is the length of this part right here. We need to figure out what this is right here. I'm going to call this the height. What is that value right here? And it shows here that this is going to be, if I can assume this is 12 and this is an isosceles trapezoid, because these two are the same, I can assume, let's look at the triangle right here. I can assume that this would be 12 all the way across. I'd have 3 and 3 here and here left over. So 3 meters right here, because this is 6 and this is 12. The rest would be 6, 12 minus 6. And half of it would be here, half of it would be there. And so we need to figure out for the height what the h length is right here. And so this is a right triangle. I know this is a right angle right here, so is that one. And so we need to use a little Pythagorean theorem action right here to figure that out. So we'd have right there, h squared would be one of the legs. 3 squared, 3 would be another leg, would equal the hypotenuse squared. 5 squared. So leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. You've got h squared plus 9 equals 25. You may recognize this Pythagorean triple right now without even doing any work, but in case you didn't see that, if you didn't notice, that was a, take square root of 16, a 3, 4, 5 triangle, then this work would have been necessary. But if you notice that, you wouldn't necessarily have had to have done that work on a benchmark or a CST. So this is the height. We're plugging that in for h right here. This would be 1/2 of 18. Half of 18 is 9. And finally 9 times 4 gives you your final answer of 36. This would be in square meters or meters squared. Notice if you would have put in 5 for the height, they would have tricked you and you would not have caught that. You'd have done 9 times 5 here. You'd have gotten 45, which I'm surprised they didn't actually put that as an answer choice here. But if they would have, I would be worried that some of you may have selected that. But 45, the answer done correctly should be choice B.